Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. Of late, a number of people have come out to express their solidarity with R. Kelly. Some have had an opportunity to talk to him physically, and one such privileged person is Ronnie Bo. Ronnie Bo was born and raised in the Miwaukee, the highest crime rate city in the United States of America. Such high crime areas are also known as the Trap. Expectedly, Ronnie Bo found himself held up in the Trap and consequently served hard time in both state and federal prisons, where he worked his time while reading and writing philosophical books. He successfully converted his prison pain into power by writing empowerment books. Ronnie Bo is both a rapper and author who shared a prison cell with R. Kelly in the Metropolitan Correctional Centre in Chicago. Ronnie Bo asserts to have shared some secrets with R. Kelly about issues pertaining to the music industry, and the corruption engulfing his federal cases. Ronnie Bo was framed for involvement in a 9-gram package of heroin which was found in his then-girlfriend's bag. Given his background and past involvement with illicit drugs since age 14, his lawyers then advised him to plead guilty, though they knew he was actually innocent. We have come to learn a lot about the genesis of various R. Kelly problems from Ronnie Bo, but it has not all been rosy for him. Supporting R. Kelly during this particular period is also a will to cross paths with the feds. Ronnie Bo first met R. Kelly in the Chicago Metropolitan Correctional Center's medical unit. He then shared a light moment with him as he tried to cheer him up. At that particular time, R. Kelly was in a state of depression. Ronnie has shared the saddening story of how R. Kelly was not living a fully financed lifestyle as the public thought. It's now widely known that R. Kelly and fellow superstar Jay-Z have had misunderstandings over time. When the tabloids started revealing Jay-Z's net worth, which was far much more than R. Kelly's, he began becoming skeptical, wondering how Jay-Z would amass much more money than him. The revelations about Jay-Z's worth kind of woke him up, leading him into probing what the underlying problems could be. For sure, we could not also comprehend the fact that Jay-Z had amassed more financial wealth than R. Kelly. Something was going wrong here. R. Kelly should have been as rich as we thought he was, but he wasn't. He had to go on tours just to survive. So once he learned how much he should be worth and then looked more into it, he then realized that his catalog was really worth it. He just didn't understand why he didn't have what he was worth. R. Kelly decided to look into this weird development, and that's when issues with his music label Sony evolved. R. Kelly then wondered why he had to go on tours just to pay for his bills and survival. These questions eventually led him into unearthing the connivance of those handling his music and the government. So they put together some things that are still to date preventing him from getting his rightful worth. Now, we all know that Ronnie B has been over the social media trying to share with the world first-hand information from R. Kelly. This is not going on well with the several parties that didn't want most of the truth behind R. Kelly's legal battles revealed. Ronnie Bo now believes there are people out there working day and night to try and silence him and put him out of the picture altogether. He now knows about the setups and pain one has to maneuver and endure when supporting R. Kelly's cause. We can also remember the tribulations Christopher Gunn, also known as Beau, went online went through. He was R. Kelly's superfan who posted several videos on YouTube defending him, but was later charged with threatening the New York federal prosecutors who had won a conviction against R. Kelly. Gunn had allegedly attended at least one day of R. Kelly's trial proceedings. Ronnie Bo actually knows he is doing the same thing like Gunn was doing, and he is quite sure those very people are now looking at him. He reveals how many people try calling and contacting him over social media requesting to finance him with huge sums of money, calling it help. Ronnie Bo has often turned down these offers. One can confidently say that Ronnie Bo has already had interactions with the feds, and for sure he is well versed with how the federal agents work and aware of the efforts they are exerting to prevent people from neither helping nor talking about R. Kelly. We cannot tell exactly why the feds are owning R. Kelly so much, but rather remain suspicious that this could be rotating on his catalog worth about $1.2 billion. One cannot fail to conclude that they want part if not all of this fortune. A lot of R. Kelly's supporters have, with relevant evidence, revealed a lot over the social media platforms, and these revelations are exposing a lot of loopholes in how the government has handled R. Kelly's trial processes. One of the most outstanding aspects that bring doubt to the prosecutor's actions is the one-man RICO. It seems to be only R. Kelly and no one else is of interest. He is the sole target and we are curious to know why. R. Kelly's lead attorney Jennifer Bonjean is on record for divulging the injustice and unfairness that has come with R. Kelly's trials. She has always referred and given instances of other prominent music artists, remarkably Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis and David Bowie, who committed crimes similar to these R. Kelly allegations but were never arraigned. R. Kelly, like most of his fellow music artists of color, has tried to use his music to bring out to light the injustices of the criminal legal system, and at this point I think this cannot be ignored anymore. The sad truth of it all remains that we live in a world where people have no conscience of right and wrong. It's quite common to find that people who are referred to as victims being the victims themselves. R. Kelly's trial has highlighted the bitter fact that courts are basing on opinions and feelings to make rulings without reasoning out the actual facts. R. Kelly had a number of orchestrated campaigns and emotional pressure groups against him, and prosecutors just fell in sync. One could be right to believe that R. Kelly was actually sentenced even before trial. Nonetheless, lawyer Bonjean continues to argue that the double standards displayed by prosecutors in R. Kelly's trial were very unfortunate given the fact that he had a very distressing childhood that he had failed to confront. I can't see any reason whatsoever as to why R. Kelly should stay behind bars anymore, given the fact that the testimonies that were based on to have him indicted have over time been discovered to be false. It has all been about lies in a desperate effort to earn millions from him. R. Kelly no longer has those large sums of the money they targeted, and I believe it's the appropriate time for these alleged victims to reveal the real truth so that this can come to a logical conclusion, so that we can leave the hate speech aside. For Ronnie Bo and all of us who support R. Kelly have a call to stand by what we see as the truth in the matter despite of the challenges that come with standing for it. We all know that the right of expressing oneself does exist, and any efforts to shut one down is nothing else other than injustice. There is a lot of debate going on the social media platforms of late trying to show to the world how unfairly R. Kelly has been perceived. There is a lot we can do as individuals or groups to challenge hate and build a better society. If we inform ourselves and organize, we can use our freedom of expression rights to promote equality for all, and counteract hate and discrimination. However, we as usual remain optimistic that R. Kelly and his legal team sail through the appeal processes victorious. We want to see R. Kelly walk out of prison sooner than later. Thank you for watching today's video brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.